After long wait, patch 1.1 is now live, just in beta, so it's still not a finalized patch, just FYI, you might find some issues with it, but it is an extreme update to so far experience. We've been all waiting for that. There's hundreds, if not thousands of changes done, there's new content. I'll be trying within this Austria campaign video, I'll be trying to explain to you as many changes as possible while playing as this awesome nation, because it's one of the nicest nations you can try out with the newest changes, especially to the proximity and control. I'll be also working on time lapses showing you different experiences from 1.1, and let me know if you'd like to see a full video summarizing the changes on this patch. Make sure to check the channel partner nebo.com that is having thousands of games, DLCs and gift cards for any platform that you might be looking for, and from tomorrow at 10 AM you will be also be able to use my discount code that you can find in the video description. If you use the link from that description, you're also gonna support the channel. Let's get straight to the Austria experience. Austria is one of the best choices for that patch because of the proximity changes, but also among 23 pieces of its unique content, they received a new one, Land of the Mountains and Rivers, where it's an update on an old advance, but now it is reducing the impact on proximity from mountains, hills and plateau, which is gonna be of huge use in their topography. Besides that, we have unique stuff from being Bavarian, being German, from an 145 on the country events, which makes it a tier 1 country. What is also added here that you notice is an AI aggression choice. If you choose high aggression, you have something similar to 1.09 onward patches, where the time between the wars for AIs is 6 months. They also very aggressive. By default, you see the time between the wars, minimal time between the wars for AIs is 2 years, but you can also make it low aggression, so they are less likely to attack. They need to have a casus belli to declare, and the time between wars is 5 years. I'll just play with normal aggression and the standard Ironman setup, where culture and religion changes are present in country. Let's get it started. There's many new things that they added. First of all, when you right click on a pop-up, it will be hidden and you can bring it back with this new alerts menu. So I'm gonna hide this, I'm gonna hide that. Multiple actions here that are not really required. They also brought a music player, so you can choose your favorite music that you would like to play from the list. I have it muted since I'm recording that for you. You also notice that there's multiple new maps, including a comeback of a reverse map mode. But anyway, regarding the new maps, possible rivals is something completely new, where rivaling nations that are a threat for you is giving you some bonuses. Not sure how to show you what. Bavaria is my rival. Let me also rival Hungary, as I want to attack them. Yeah, for example, I'm getting prestige for having rivals are a threat and enemies are a threat. It's really nice that Austria starts being 80 towards land, so that gives us a massive bonus for proximity for the land, but still not great. You see all over here is trash, which is not great because there's a silver mining here and there's a silver mining here, both having 0 proximity. We will fix that with a pretty nice trick, but I'll show you that later. First of all, let's choose reforms. We're going for the vassals gameplay, so I'm gonna go for the diplo rep and diplo capacity, as well as loyalty of subjects. Then I will just scale more and more reforms to make sure I tax the estates as much as possible. Maybe not for mobility, because you see they have massive power, and now in this patch, especially for the nobility, the more power, the less you can tax them. So my max taxation for the nobility is at 3%. So it doesn't really matter to give them more privileges. Maybe something that will be beneficial for us, but I doubt we'll find something. Let's not increase their power, because this is gonna decrease our crown power. We can give more privileges though to the other estates, because their power compared to nobility is very low. So giving them will not increase their percentage much. It's like agenda impact for clergy, ease of use, belligerent, so we get the war score cost, efficiency of the cabinet. Then from the burghers, let's take a look what we have already. Burgos can build roads is super useful, and this is also now progress to land. It wasn't here before. Besides that, let's take a few more. Building cost for sure. Silver output. We will be investing in silver soon, as well as monthly development. And then from the commoners, just so we can tax them better, let's also give them something. Like levy bonuses, which are of use for us. We have to make sure to not drop below 30 legitimacy to not get the potential disaster. But we can also allow them in the parliament. That should be good enough. Let's just make sure to tax them all. Obviously, nobility will be not taxed at all. Do a little bit of minting. And make sure to not spend anything on the diplomacy. We don't have any subjects yet. And I should think about removing 1 or 2 forts because we just pay way too much on the forts. So we have 5 of them. All of them are quite important. Let's maybe just remove that one. Stop paying for them. This is still a lot. And let's make sure that we use our cabinet members for now. Focus on stability and legitimacy. So we get both higher. So not much of a choice. We'll just make sure that is it an heir? Heir is actually in the cabinets, which is increasing our crown power. Oh, this is not good. Austrian nobility being at 0. How much does it cost to pay them? Too much. Okay, we established that. Then you see we start with some lands that are recently conquered by Austria. We'll release subjects here. Even on these lands, we probably have 4 or 5 subjects. Just to maximize our gains from these lands. I'll not get much myself. There's no silver mines. So let's go. We'll be playing out of the subjects. So let's go and release them. I'll just play that between fiefdoms and vassals, obviously to spread the power between the two. You can no longer release subjects in your core locations. Just look, if I wanted to release something in the south, I can't. It's in red. That's one of the new patch changes. Anyway, let's go and codify some laws. We don't want to ban exports on gold, but we also don't want to limit minting. So let's just go for the regulated export, and that's it. Advances wise, there's nothing really special. We are definitely waiting for the next age to get our proximity cost bonus, but are we prioritizing institution growth as well as diplomats, diplomatic capacity, stability stuff yet. The rest are less important. How do we fix the proximity? Well, remember that they just unlocked a new mechanic. So if you go to your government buildings, there's what's called a local governor. That gives you 80 local proximity source. This is massive. You know, your capital gives 100. This is 80. Bailiff used to give you 20. But the problem is I cannot build it anywhere because it can only be built in the cities. And the only city that I have in the country is in Vienna. Well, I could upgrade Graz. It has enough population to be a city, but that costs 1.7 thousand. Way too much. So what I'm gonna do instead is to go to our country and move my capital to Graz. And once this is moved to Graz, I'll be able to spread control even better at 100 proximity source to my silver mines. While in Vienna, I'm gonna create a local governance office to spread the control from here around the north terrains, which are all anyway plains. So that source, full source from capital, will be much more useful in here, where you know there are plateaus, hills, etc. I will automate trading. I don't have time and patience to deal with that manually, and let's just go ahead and impose. I'll be blocking more of notifications here. You'll be noticing that we'll not be having much. But yes, this is after a mounting an update on the cost and everything. I'm earning more money. Let me actually spend visibly more on stability and visibly more on our legitimacy to get both higher. That system works the same. When you right click, it just hides and you can bring it back. But it will come back when something changes around us. But if you want to mute it forever, you can mute it in here in this menu. So that's just a reminder in case you're wondering why this notification is getting back to you. This will be my first ever campaign to play in the HRE as an active nation, because obviously I played the campaign as Florence, I played as Dithmarschen, but I never interacted with the HRE. They also made many changes to the HRE itself. No CB wars are disallowed inside the HRE for AIs. Players have increased cost. There's a higher cost of taking lands in the HRE. There's increased antagonism even farther for taking lands in the HRE when you are inside the HRE, and also for the guys outside of the HRE it's even bigger. HRE Emperor is discouraged from expanding inside the HRE. So see, we are just a standard member of the Empire. We don't have any special privileges. And for the electors, you see that there are 2 of them voting for us already. Oh, by the way, the max diplomacy is now impacted by how much you pay for diplomacy. I should be improving my relations or even allying mains to let them vote for us. After it updates, we'll have 3 votes, which will be the highest amount of anyone. And then we could also do the same with Trier. So because the default max diplomacy is 1 when you don't pay anything, it actually encourages you to pay a little bit. So now it's 1.75. Anyway, the new capital is here. It now needs a month tick on speed 7. Yeah, we have 7 speeds now. This is mostly for the multiplayer. There it is, updated now. So see that silver mine max control will be 81 instead of like 15. And that silver mine max control is gonna be at 68. But I believe there's no road between these 2. There's using 2 locations, but there's no direct road between the 2. Look, you can build here, and there's roads to that one. Great, now north is shitty, but that's why we'll go and build the local governance office here. But there's not enough goods in the market. That's why what I will go ahead and do, that's why I didn't spend any money yet, is to actually create a new market in Vienna, because my country is split between 3 markets now: Prague, Nuremberg and Venice, which is not only, you know, low market access, which is reducing the output. I'll have more control to, for example, manually get some gold in the market to build the local governance office. But yeah, anyway, besides that, we will of course go ahead and invest into both mines. Let's see, nobility insurgents are increasing 3.3% a month. How much they would take? Oh, actually not that much. But still, I think I'm gonna use this guy to work on appeasing estate. So see now the loyalty is gonna increase faster. That might not be fast enough, it's just 3%. Look, most of the votes are on us. Even though I allied 2 of the electors, the others also like us. I would just anyway improve relations. Let's take a look. There goes the Vienna market. It's good, it's pretty much in all of our core terrains except the very south. We should have a better control now of the trading here, and for the local governor we need fine cloth and gold. So let's stop automating trade here for a second, and from that 5 capacity I will go ahead and import some fine cloth, but also get any gold trade. We just need it for a while to build it, so even if we take it from some unprofitable trade routes, it's totally fine. There's first dynamic historical event that we received, which is Johann von Wichtenburg documentation for our history, which also means an artist doing some, yes, art, because 50 ducats gives us prestige and obviously long term, and that art is gonna profit us, not much, but some. It's a fair price, 50 ducats. But now, if you go to local governors, this is just fine cloth that we are missing, but doesn't mean I cannot just go ahead and get fine cloth myself, because I have trade caps to get more. Let's build a few tailor guilds to fill that requirement. I think they changed how much of loyalty state is satisfaction state is losing when you give privileges to the other estates, because I gave so much at the same time it dropped to 0 of loyalty of nobility, and I'm sure to have the insurgents. But again, it's just like very low control lands. All of the new things that they added, if you want to build directly in location, you don't have to go to that location and then to buildings. You can just click on the location while holding left alt. So it's gonna take you directly to that screen, and you'll see like the profit that buildings is bringing, the production efficiency, and how much of each level of the buildings is gonna add to the wealth, and then how much it's gonna add to the taxes, because obviously not all wealth is coming to you. It looks like there will be issue with food in the market soon, but we'll figure this out. Let's, oh yeah, obviously new market also means the food stockpiles have to fill now, and it's all decreasing. Well, I'll have to import definitely some. Let's figure out that governance building and let the automation handle that. We just need mason now. Since this costs so much, let me just reduce spending on the food, so we don't bankrupt ourselves, and reduce spending on the courts. There's no need to go so much into negative. So you see already the tax base is increasing. We dropped to below 100 before even switching the capital after just a first month tick. And now it will be all switching. Obviously here's dropping, here's increasing, but as soon as I get that, local governor in Vienna is gonna be fixed. Yeah, there it goes. See that civil war doesn't even have any forts. Should be fine. I don't have to raise even all my levies, just maybe from the 2 locations. I don't have to appease that estate anymore, at least. Let's go back to strengthening the government. Finally, I can pick the local governor. Cost 140. It was hell to get the required goods. I'm not gonna cancel that building because I will need still these goods to get this done. Let's just wait for this to get finished, and then I'm gonna re-automate the trade. Here is the new war screen. As we've won with the rebels, you see total casualties to the population. So it could be, you know, attrition, battles. I don't know, maybe even slave raids. I will see in the future. There's a great summary that we are seeing here. If there was a peace treaty, it would be also mentioned at the very bottom. But you remember that road? Yeah, now it is 83 of proximity in that silver mine. So the max control is going up to 78%. Look, that's the current control now that it's shifting from north to south. But yeah, let's use our first parliament to get some CB. We have to clear borders in our homeland first. I was thinking about even going after these guys. I will just Salzburg, because Salzburg is massive. So getting these terrains would be great. Remember, increase antagonism inside the E3. Just take, yeah, additional diplomacy is great. Let's fabricate casus belli on Salzburg. So then we have access to Tyrol. I can go for this. Innovative is great, we need that anyway. And let's change some laws. Yeah, in the Royal Court Customs, we can go for the proximity speed through land. That's a new naming, by the way. And that's so. I could just wait for moving capital to grass with this when the rule dies, but you never know when he dies. Even more going towards centralization is gonna be fine with a high amount of subjects play. They actually rebalance the centralization. As you see, it now gives you speed of annexation, which is quite useful. And proximity speed is 20%. It's not no longer proximity because it's proximity speed. Obviously here we've got decreased speed of annexation. So actually, guys, we don't want to go too much towards this. But of course, the more subjects we get, the more we'll go towards this. So I think the play might be to actually keep a few subjects, not hundreds of them, and constantly annex while getting towards centralization. So yeah, I might want to change my priorities in some of these choices, like even getting rid of that privilege, but that's for the future. They will be having plenty of allies, so that's gonna be not an easy war, but we should take care of that with our numbers advantage, because I have 16,000 of levies myself. Even Passau is joining, so you should definitely... I improved with these guys already. Did I improve with these guys? Yeah, I improved with Bohemia, so that's great. I have to improve you guys around in the HRA, the biggest ones, right? Oh, I forgot to show you guys, there's a rally point now for the levies. Can automatically raise them when the war starts. I already raised them, so I cannot do a rally point. I'll show that later. Having ruler as general is great. It's gonna get us more prestige. Is already being increased. You see, rulers as general during war is 0.20 a month. Aquila here in the south has no forts, so I'm gonna actually prioritize separate piecing them. But obviously, mountains during severe winter do not help. They changed how the levies also work. Remember, in the past, levy size of the regiments is always 1,000, while, you know, infantry, the standing army started with like 100. They now unified that the size of the armies in both levies and standing armies are always the same for the ages. And also, from my understanding, as the advances will go through in each age, the size will be increasing from 500 now to 3,000 in late game. So that's helpful to, you know, balance this out. And levies simply start with, I think, 50% of efficiency in fighting compared to standing army. But you can stack levy. Let me find this. Modifiers, levy. Oh, that's also looking much better. There's levy combat efficiency. When you stack 100% of it, from my understanding, you're gonna get the same quality of your levies as the standing army. But obviously, standing army can recover, levies cannot. Standing army can also, you have more control of what kind of units you have there, and you have the artillery. So still the standing army makes sense. Also, the levies are not having any more negative modifier to assaulting, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna assault. And looks like they increased the base fort regiments, like the garrison size, to 500. So I'm afraid if this is easy to rush or not. So let's see, if I separate piece these guys. Oh, they have another location here. So that's gonna be a lot of antagonists. I have to be careful what I'm doing. Some new things that I can also do now, maybe I'll show it on a bigger stack. You can automate auto-balancing flanks whenever, you know, something changes in your armies. It can be done now. That was very missing. I requested that back in August. You can balance it yourself, and you can also choose what kind of balance is gonna be happening automatically or whenever you click that button. So is it a balanced army? Or see, it's just gonna try getting an even amount of each unit type between every flank and center. Or you want to, for example, focus having cavalry on flanks. Then you see that's what's gonna happen. But since we don't... Oh, we actually have cavalry. So how about we do cavalry on flanks? And you can also obviously do the formation yourself if you prefer. Okay, anyway, in the meantime, food in Vienna fixed more or less. We need to get the price a bit lower, but you say I'm not spending that much anymore, so my balance is fixed. Say fully occupied Aquila, I can separate piece them before a year passes. If I try taking everything, that will be 200 antagonists, but obviously that's not the goal. We want money. How about we also humiliate them to get 5 prestige? You see one of the new peace deal options, which weren't that before, is stealing maps. They are seeing a bit of the east, I guess. So you could get maps for whatever war score we have available. Let's see, that's now nicely listed in the peace treaty here. Yeah, there it goes. Not bad. I love that feature. That will definitely help in potential world conquest campaign might do at one point. The local government is being finished. I assume it might need to fill the infrastructure first. Is it this? No, it's a commandery. I think it's just a matter of a month tick. But look at this now. Now we have pretty much nice control over the whole Austria. With that simple trick. How do I check the limit of the local governors? Number of local governors +1, but there will be more coming from if I manage to become a kingdom, which would be hard. That's +1, and I'm gonna get another one in the next age, right? Or in the Age of Discovery is gonna be the next one. I don't need that amount of antagonists. I'm gonna attack them separately. There's really no rush. I want to take it slowly. So just again, take full money, humiliation, and some of the maps. The local governor is done. Let's stop losing on the trading. That was really required. I'm gonna cancel all these trades and let the automation do its job. I'm gonna go for administrative focus to get the proximity, as well as those vault castles ability to expand in here, and potentially in here, because my main expansion long term is gonna be outside of the HRE, not inside the HRE. I will take this terrain solve plus the war goal in this war. Antagonist is fine, but you see, this is a lot. That's a change about expansion in the HRE. We'll have to focus doing that outside, but with increased control soon from this proximity stuff I've been doing, should be easy. Let me just make sure to break that alliance with Aquila just as much as possible, so we'll not be bothered in case of the next war. Now I realize I fucked up because I forgot to change the cabinet members to do diplomatic reputation. Well, it's fine. One of the other changes in this patch is how bailiffs work. You see, they impact what's called peasant enfranchisement, which is a new situation where part of the welfare created by commoners would go to nobility instead, making them even more powerful. It gives, on the other hand, flat max control, because before it was 20 local proximity source, which means if there's 0 proximity before, it gives you 15% more control, but if you had more than 20 proximity in specific location, it was useless. So that's max control is useful, and I'll not build it everywhere, but I'll build it in locations with key goods, the rural locations with key goods. So the silver mines, yet again, are gonna be a great target of specific location, because I'll get the max control in here to 100. I'll also make sure to build sergeantry, just to have one stack to which I'll be able to attach my ruler to maximize the crown power. And in the locations that I just took over, let's release a subject in one in here, and I guess the rest of the locations I'll keep for myself. Obviously we are getting destroyed by smallpox. Some people are dying, but more dwarfs are coming very soon. To further get that control in the silver mines higher, I'm gonna do increase province control. It's not even about max control, but about how fast it is increasing here. It's 2.3 a month with this change. Forge the Privilegius Maius. It's yet another dynamic historical event. We know that obviously by the flag here. In the historical options, Upper Bavaria gets an event, the von Habsburg demand extended privileges. Of course we do. Draft the necessary documents, also send financially sound arguments. Ah, so besides just asking, I could also send them money. So they can do that. That's the way out to become a prince elector. Well, I have money, let's send it. And they still rejected it. Fuck you, Bavaria. Oh, so they rejected a bribe, but they did give me something. Okay, so I'm gonna get the guarantee form, but I'm not gonna be Prince Elector, looks like. I'm gonna get a guarantee form that is free, gives me legitimacy and crown power. Well, that's something. Too bad I'm not an elector though. You know, let's just slowly expand. I'm gonna get another Sibian vassal now to just get these two locations. As there's no really rush, I would definitely want to destroy Hungary as soon as the alliance with Poland breaks. But for now, let's just focus on fixing the borders in homeland and at one point getting to Tyrol. Oh, my truce with Passa ends in 4 years, so let's maybe instead just go after Chile. And this way I'm gonna get to 100 of land sooner than later, just for the agendas in the parliament. And I overall wanted above 50 to get another law change. You see, by default we've got in the mining law what's called Pergondung, which gives me minus 20% funding town cost. I'm gonna get another 10% from that advance soon, so that's super helpful. Since I have problems with mining because I don't have any gold, I'm gonna change my coinage law, which is a new law in this patch, to the silver coins only. Looks like there are new icons for the rebels as well. Because then 2 new rebels types, I mean there's the old rebel types So, you know, the ones that declares a new nation, rebels, these are for like the bigger quantity of the pops. There's still civil wars, but they added a third new one. I don't have it in the list, but the one that is just simply decreasing prosperity in the locations because there wouldn't be too many people supporting that rebellion. These icons also seem to be new. Now for the rally, it is simply right-clicking in there, and then I'll be able to choose where they're gonna rally. Let's just say just next by. But I don't want all the levies. Not even close. Let's just do a little bit of them. And this way you see they came just straight over here. By the way, since I have a bit of manpower, I can now also recruit a normal regiment. Alright. This certainly gives more manpower than it used to. But I'll need more to actually build some footmen. Holy Roman Emperor is dead? And I have 3 votes. Does it mean I'm the next emperor? Yes. We are the Holy Roman Emperor now. We also got the Guelphs and Ghibellines. We must lead the Ghibellines to victory. Gives us some imperial authority. Let's do that. Imperial coronation moves to grass. Extremely good. What can I do? I can bolster Imperial army, demount unlawful territory, elevate county, grant county privileges, rescind free city status. I just don't have the diplomat to do any of this. And you see, Imperial authority is decreasing because I am at war with one of the members. That's also one of the changes. We need to finish that war ASAP. Being Emperor itself gives you additional cabinet seat. So let's do leverage that with some from the crown to maximize the crown power. What's that? Religious actions? Doesn't look Catholic to me. I could get even more crown power, but let's just wait to get the cardinal seat. Oh yeah, we are great power. What is giving us so much power? Holy Emperor. Okay. That's good and not good, because being a great power is increasing the cost of the court. Oh, and we just got the achievement. Nice. I did plan to take it, but not exactly in that moment. And you see our base tax is up to 220. With the silver mines leading the way, 42 here and 35 here, and I will continue expanding this with the money that I'm having. And thanks to buy leaves, see, this is at 98 of like 100 max control. This is at 85 max control, but I think, yeah, you see, buy leaf is not even having. It's actually fine. It's not having full of the people. Used to be able to humiliate a nation when fully annexing them. You can't do that anymore, and at least I can take full money. Now in the Ghibellines here, I could sanction the papacy, which gives the thief cost modifier decreased. Guelphs gain the trade maintenance increase and decreased trade efficiency. Well, that's great because that's hurting my enemies. So let's do that. And see the progress. We are progressing 0.15 a month. They are progressing 0.16 a month, and the progress is a bit higher. I'm not sure even I want to do anything there. I thought we might try. But now that I'm out of the war, the Imperial authority is increasing. But we're lacking electors. So let's get a diplomat. And let's give someone an electorship. Someone that we will like, but is far away. I will not be conquering. They will not be getting as much of antagonism by being far away. This is Luxembourg, historically very important country, and I'm sure they will be voting for us. So now this is increasing 0.24 a month. You know, and also this placement of the capital and local government is so good that what we're having here, because, you know, there's one river going here, so I'll be spreading it towards the HIF expander. The other river is going in here towards, you know, the Tyrol, But more importantly, when I expand to Hungary, and I will expand to Hungary, both rivers go towards their precious lands. In the new age, let's absolutely prioritize that unique Austrian advance for the proximity. And since it's just next by, also the funding town cost. I'm not gonna lie, these local governors combined with the new bailiffs, it's extremely OP. Just look, I have 100 control in 2 silver mines and an iron location, just thanks to the bailiffs. And obviously my capital moved being here, but I'm still controlling north very nicely. Here goes Black Death. I will focus on one main solution, which is segregating the infected. It only costs 10 stability and it gives us 15% disease resistance. Isolate the country is not something that is really gonna help us much. It does hurt a lot of the satisfactions, and same, none of these are really that useful. I'm just hoping Hungary will be hurt by this more than I am, so then the war will be easy. And here's why getting that sergeantly and a stack is so important. I'm gonna get my ruler as a general here. See, 30 crown power. If you give it a month tick, all pool of the generals gives you up to 25% of the crown power, but all power to the states if they are having the generals. But since I only have one stack, all the pool is going to the crown powers. It's going from 30.6 to 36.7. Looks like the disaster in Brandenburg just started. One hand watches the other help them. We vote for us for 1 year, but they're voting for us anyway. I could get money. Or 75 opinion of all countries who have the von Wittelsbach dynasty. There's a few, but I'm just gonna go for the money. See, we've lost 450,000 so far. It'll probably be a bit more. More importantly, Hungary lost 1.3 million of population, so they hurt more than I did. So now I have 10.8 thousand possible levies. Hungary has 10,000. Poland has 7,000. I think now I can handle them myself next war. So look, there's a casus belli I could create. Destroy enemy. There's no negative modifiers for taking lands, which I would get if I used the community rival or the CB from the parliament. So how about attack threatening rival is also nice. Both are nice. I need spy network for that first. In case you're thinking, oh, I can build infinite amount of bailiffs because it's overpowered. No, there's a limit to bailiffs that is dependent on your number of urban locations. Obviously, early on you cannot get that many, but over time we'll be getting more. So far I've got the bailiffs in all the crucial locations. So silver and iron ones. For example, here the max control is increasing up to 57%. And honestly, I should build a road to further improve it. So it looks like even though there's all these modifiers for the HRE, France still declared war on one of the HRE members. And me declining it doesn't mean I'm gonna lose Imperial Authority, because I cannot protect them. I'm too weak for now. 30. At least I didn't lose anything. I should lose something. But that's great. Because it's time to prepare for the war with Hungary. But I don't need, since I'm creating casus belli manually, I don't need parliament for that. I could expand yet another location to vassal in the HRE very quickly. Do they have any allies? Yeah, that's gonna be an instant war. With the bailiffs done and the local government being done, we can invest into some local buildings like Royal Court to give me crown power and efficiency of the cabinet. And then also we will aim on getting the chancery for another efficiency of the cabinet. Libraries will be also a great idea for the max literacy, but also just creating demand for paper and books. Royal Garden is also a very underappreciated building because it's 0.20 monthly diplomats, which saves you a lot of money paying for the diplomatic spending. We didn't play around with the associative values at all yet. That's why I'm gonna use the free cabinet seat to push towards belligerent. We are at war, so it's pushing farther. I can get some war score cost. Overall UI for buildings is much better. You see, when I click to mass build tools, I have all the information: control, market access, profit, costs, and if I even have people available to work in this location. One of the changes that they did to population growth is the food storage is supposed to be twice as impactful as it was. Maybe it's gonna be better to show in like grass. So it should be like up to 0.20, I think, percentage. So be working on that. And I'll start with investing more heavily into farming villages. You know, oh, actually it's gonna all lose money. Let's maybe not invest that for now. How about market villages? Yeah, we can get a few. Market villages are great because they also give, you know, possible burgers and laborers in the location, as well as food capacity, about that modifier for population growth. Market access is increased, your trade capacity. Oh, France, you're gonna regret that. I'm gonna decline yet again, but at one point I'm gonna screw you a lot. Obviously, the more lands they take in HRE, the more the modifiers I'll have for this. Since I make so much money, I'll be also slowly investing into gravel roads just to better spread our control. We can, in the meantime, start annexing my subject here. So whatever I subjugate in here to core lands faster, to integrate them, I'm gonna annex them ASAP. Just again to not go too much towards decentralization. But the subjects in here I'm gonna keep. Another change that they did is the base speed of annexation is now split. Half is always base, another half comes from your spending on the diplomacy. So since I'm not spending fully on the diplomacy, I'm only getting 0.18 from it. But it's fine, decentralization is also decreasing that, and culture doesn't help. But the size modifier helps me out, so I'm gonna annex these guys in just 3 years. And I'm also, about culture, I'm working on the cultural influence. We are getting, I think we do have, yeah, libraries everywhere already. On the road builder, when it's like this, it means, oh, you're not gonna save proximity by building it because there's already a faster way. And when it's green like this, it means you are gonna get some proximity. So it might also speed up the roads building. So I'm just steadily building the roads both from VN and from grass. You'll see that control improving farther and farther, and by the end of this episode it's gonna be amazing. So there's a collision against Bamberg? What did Bamberg do? No. Venice. Oh. That's actually not so bad news. They are outside of the HRE. Do I have the casus belli or I have to create it? I do have the casus belli. Stick array ASAP, because on that casus belli, my friends, that's one of the strongest CPs you can get. It's not visible anywhere, but the cost of taking locations is 75% decreased in the coalition war. So let's have some fun. I got casus belli in Hungary in the meantime, but we'll get to that later. This war is actually super good because they took HRE provinces here. From Verona, I believe. Or was it Aquila? I think Aquila. So we should also increase our imperial authority growth. I really like how clean this is now, because I have 8 alerts turned off. Taking all this from Venice. This is a decent amount of antagonism. In Italy, I'll have to improve relations with a few of them. That's why I start investing more into diplomacy. It is fine. Let me just release some subjects in here. Or actually, let's not release them until I finish annexing these guys, because that's gonna be a negative modifier to all the subjects. And anyway, from the parliament, I will make sure that we get... let's maybe get rid of the levies first. We will ask the parliament for the larger levies. Just so... Yeah, there's no collision against Venice. Just so we get a bit more of levies on that war versus Hungary. Here it is, the proximity impacts. Is it already visible in here? Well, I don't see that much yet, but let's see, for example, this example. See, Plato gives me 6.25. Heals give me 12.5. I assume instead of 25%. So this is all gonna be, I even have proximity to this, that's crazy. Oh, did they also change now that when you annex a subject, you don't get their lands automatically as cores? If it's not your accepted culture? That certainly looks like that. Oh, I should have, by the way, accepted this Fabian culture day one. That would fix the issue with cores in Germany. I think it's still fine. I could accept the Soul from Bavarian as well. And I can... Oh, that one is gonna cost. Well, it's using half. It's gonna use one more. So it's... Skill issue, guys. I should have done that D1 to get this core, but it's just few locations far away, so it honestly doesn't matter. But that will help boosting further our control. Like here is gonna be 40%. I love it. Let's release the subjects here. Johann Ribi from Lenzenburg. What is this? You see a clown? Bubbling buffoon. Let's anyway vote for the Golden Bull, which is gonna enable all the laws in the Holy Roman Empire, allow people to leave it, and forbid and justify wars against the other members, and increase multi-imperial authority. Let's get this done. And now, let's go and take care of Hungary. I have, thanks to that, increased control, but also the parliament thing, I have 18,000 possible levies, so I just have to play it smart now to get this handled, and I'm gonna do the rally points in Vienna. War goes to show superiority, so I just have to win battles and obviously siege forts, so they are cheaper to take in the peace deal. With the city right full cost, you see now I can create cities for very cheap price of 277. That antagonist received from the Catholics is gonna be of huge help. Is Hungary... Oh, I chose the perfect time by an accident. They had war with Serbia. That's why I've been fighting just with Poland, and I've stack wiped the whole Polish army. They're down to 0, which gave me 40% war score. Let's piece out Poland just for 100 ducats. I'll pay you 100 to fuck off. I should increase my war score against Hungary. Let's see, because I just got my ass kicked in Sopron, so maybe defending I'll be able to win some more battles. I have still ticking, so there's no rush piecing them out. In the meantime, I'm just inviting people to Holy Roman Empire, just to expand it so we grow our imperial authority faster. They also changed the roles in game. Now they work the same as in EU4. They're between 0 and 9. I think it was 0 to 6 or 0 to 5 before. So the terrain modifiers are not as impactful as they were. The previous battle done, you know, one of the issues is one of my regiments are just super empty. I'm just gonna consolidate them, which I doubt they did. They did when they are smart. Let's recover morale before we engage. And let's see, we should easily win that with similar numbers. Just look at that. Yeah, 7 to 1 in the rolls. Yeah, 3 to 7. If overall higher morale, that should help, and discipline, not huge amount more, but more. Rolls will be super impactful here, but since I was defending, that's additional roll for me. So we won that. Maybe not easily, but we won that. Since I have max, I could take from ticking. I'll be aiming to peace out. Might take a location or two less. But length of war is also in our advantage to get this done. Well, I guess I can do another battle, because since the losses are in our advantage, we are reducing the size of the army, and by that we're also reducing their war enthusiasm. And the lower war enthusiasm, the more likely they are to peace out. So again, let's do the same. Detach standing army, consolidate levies, identity, cover morale, and attack. Now I can take that many locations. I think that the should be fine. They've lost... Technically, they've lost less, but I also killed like 12,000 of Poles. I don't think it was counted there. Look at these borders. Now, obviously, in all the things I just took, I'm gonna release subjects. And the aim in each of the subjects will be to annex them ASAP. So we spread the control nicely, because the control here, the spread here will be insanely good. But that, my friends, I'm gonna keep the gold mine for myself. That, my friends, is gonna come in the next episode, because we are definitely ending soon. Let's give it a month tick or two to just see our updated tax base. 346. Because of that gold mine, I'm getting inflationed. Doesn't make much sense because, yeah, well, look at this base tax. Yeah, I actually have to feed it into the subject. We'll handle that later. That inflation was hurting. Yeah, if no gold produced, that is fixed. We do produce a lot of silver. Obviously, just look at that. 69 base tax and 60 base tax in these two silver mines. The von Wittelsbach fade the Holy Roman Empire. That's the Brandenburgian disaster. So assume direct control over the electorate. We will place the Holy Roman Emperor Leopold von Habsburg as the new ruler of Brandenburg, forming a union. This Maximilian von Habsburg, so that's some family, a courtier, would be new ruler. Clemens von Loben, local advisor from the court. I will leave for Wittelsbach. I think I'm actually gonna go for this option. I mean, unions are useless in this game. I guess it's fine. I haven't played with unions since patch 1.0 and Poland campaign. Let's see what we can do. Union policy centralized on no valid policies available. Until offense foundations. We could establish the seniority. And let's do that right away. We'll get Slovak view of our culture higher. That's really great. Let's go ahead and do that. I'll fully annexing guys here to connect myself to Tyrol. Or not take money. I cannot afford any inflation. Which also makes our borders just, you know, steadily better. Why the Magus expansion is fine. I have to take a break from expanding in HRE, but I'll be expanding into Hungary. Let's change the integration level of that union and get the unified succession law. We want to make sure that by the end of our ruler's life, we have set succession, so we keep that union between the rulers. Anyway, let's end here. That's a long episode. I tried to explain as much as possible the changes in the patch. There's obviously many more, like about economic base, AI behavior, and many other stuff. But I think we did well explaining, so uniting our region, getting into Hungary, scaling our tax base, and most importantly, leveraging the new mechanics around proximity and control. So that looks really good. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know by liking this video if you would like me to continue this series or try another nation on that patch. And I'm gonna see you very soon.